Be honest, when was the last time you actually bought music? An album? A single? Anything? For most people, the answer is somewhere around 2012. Nobody buys music anymore. And yet the company most responsible for that is worth roughly $100 billion. Here's the part that should break your brain. Spotify, the biggest music service on the planet, went 18 years before its first profitable year. Billions coming in, $100 billion valuation, and year after year, almost nothing left over. So today's file, where does your $13 a month actually go? Because I promise you, it's not where you think. And buried at the end of this file is Spotify's escape plan. The reason everything new on Spotify isn't music. Open the file. Spotify makes money exactly two ways. Engine 1, Premium. You pay about $13 a month, and the ads disappear. This is the monster. Premium subscriptions bring in close to 90% of all of Spotify's revenue. Engine 2, the free tier. You don't pay, so advertisers pay for your ears instead. Every time an ad interrupts your playlist, Spotify collects. It sounds big, but it's the small engine, roughly 10% of revenue. That's it. Two engines. No mystery. More than 750 million people listening, a subscription juggernaut. Add money on top. Which raises the obvious question. If the revenue is that simple and that huge, why did this company spend nearly 2 decades losing money? Because there's a catch, and it's brutal. Here's the catch. Spotify doesn't own the thing it sells. Every song on the platform belongs to someone else, record labels, publishers, rights holders. And they don't license their catalogs for a flat fee. They take a cut. Roughly 2/3 of every single dollar Spotify makes goes straight back out the door to rights holders. Sit with that. Out of your $13, around 9 leave the building before Spotify pays a single engineer, a single server bill, a single office plant. And here's what makes it structural. That cost is a percentage, not a fixed cost. A normal software company writes code once and sells it 1 billion times. Every new customer is nearly pure profit. Spotify doesn't get that. Double the users, and you double the royalty bill. That's why Spotify has razor-thin margins on music no matter how big it gets. Scale doesn't fix it. Scale just makes the same thin slice bigger. So if music barely makes money, why on earth would they give it away for free? If you've seen our Costco file, you already know this move. The free tier is the hot dog. It's a funnel, a loss leader. Free gets you in the door, gets your playlists built, gets the app on your home screen. And then the ads, the shuffle limits, the little frictions start whispering. Wouldn't $13 a month be nicer? And it works. A huge share of premium subscribers started as free users. Meanwhile, the ad revenue means the free tier isn't pure charity. Advertisers help cover the royalty bill while you make up your mind. Free isn't a product. Free is marketing that pays part of its own rent. But before you feel too warm about your subscription supporting your favorite artists, we need to talk about where that money actually lands. Because this is the part almost nobody knows. Here's the myth. You pay your $13, you spend the whole month streaming one small indie band, so your money goes to them, right? No, not even close. Spotify uses what's called a pro rata system. Your money doesn't follow your listening. It goes into one giant pool with everyone else's money. Then that pool gets divided by total streams across the whole platform. So if the biggest artists on earth pull 2% of all streams that month, they take 2% of the pool, including a slice of your money, even if you never played them once. Your grandmother's subscription helps pay the top of the charts. So does yours. Run the math all the way down, and a single stream is worth a fraction of a cent, commonly estimated at around 1/3 to half a cent, before the label and the publisher take their cuts. The artist gets what's left of a fraction of a cent, which is why musicians sell hoodies. And Spotify knows all of this is a problem for artists and for its own margins. Which brings us to the escape plan. Remember the structural problem. 2/3 of music revenue leaves instantly, forever. You can't fix that by growing. You fix it by selling things with better math. Watch the pattern. Move 1, podcasts. Spotify spent more than $1 billion buying podcast studios and exclusive shows. Why? Because a podcast it owns doesn't charge a royalty every single time someone hits play. Own the content, keep the margin. Move 2, audiobooks. Same logic, new aisle. Move 3 is sneakier, discovery mode. Artists can accept a lower royalty rate in exchange for the algorithm recommending them more. Read that again. The artists pay for promotion with their own margins. Critics call it payola with extra steps. Spotify calls it a tool. Move 4. After more than a decade of famously never raising the price, 3 price hikes in about 3 years. Every one of these moves is the same sentence. Make more money that the labels can't touch. But none of it works without one final ingredient. You. So why don't you just leave? The competitors have the same songs at basically the same price. Because of your playlists. 15 years of them. Your gym mix, your road trip mix, the algorithm that knows your taste better than your friends do. That's the real product. Not the music, the habit. Your playlists are the switching cost, and you built them yourself. For free. And that's the file. Spotify's genius was never selling music. It was renting access to it and turning the record labels from enemies into partners, who at one point even owned pieces of Spotify itself. The industry that sued Napster into the ground ended up holding shares in the thing that replaced it. But the price of that piece is permanent. The labels take their cut off the top, forever. The margin problem isn't a bug Spotify can patch. It's the deal itself. Which is why, when you open the app, everything new is a podcast, an audiobook, a price change. Spotify is a music company trying, very quietly, to make money on anything but music. If you want to know how the companies around you actually make their money, this is the channel for it. New file every week. I'm the Money Files. See you in the next one. Case closed.